So Talk for Teaching is CPD that we introduced a number of years ago at St Mary's, and I was really keen to show it through the peer review process because I think it's made a massive difference to the development of our teachers. It's based on a book by Paul Garvey, which I read one summer, and I really love how the teachers take ownership for what they want to develop and they learn from each other. We're in a system where often performance management observations aren't the most successful. You observe people once a term, you give them feedback, they don't often get to act on that for another 3 or 4 months, whereas Talk for Teaching is continual improvement and teachers choosing what they want to improve based on their own performance. We chose to do Talk for Teaching because I feel that performance management systems of the past are quite outdated, and I wanted to find something that was a bit more innovative that staff could really take hold of and use. And I really wanted to share this with other schools, which is why I got involved in the peer review process. So the way that Talk for Teaching works is that you have sparks and you have sponges. So the teacher who's teaching the lesson is a spark. It could be anyone from an NQT up to a middle leader to a senior leader. And then you have sponges that come in and observe whatever is happening within the lesson. And it's not a whole lesson, it's like for 15 or 20 minutes. So if we've done an inset on higher order questioning, we might have the Year 2 teacher who says, I want to be a sponge, can someone come and give me some feedback on my higher order questioning and how I'm really reaching my higher retaining children? And so you'll have 2, maybe 3 teachers come in and they'll observe that part of the lesson and they'll talk about the learning. They won't talk about the teaching, they'll talk about the learning and they'll focus on that. And all the feedback is given and shared within the lesson. So you don't have meetings afterwards and you don't have a lot of preparation because it's what you're already doing. And it's great because you might have the younger teachers coming to more experienced teachers and saying, oh, I need a bit of help with this. Is there any way you can model this? Or could you come and watch me do it and give me feedback? And so it's created such a culture of learning in our school. And I think it's quite a forward way of thinking, and I really wanted to share that with other schools. And we've been working with another school in the local authority on it. My middle leaders have been going in and running Talk for Teaching sessions alongside their staff and showing them how it works. And we've done some inset sessions with them, and I really believe passionately in the way that it really makes a difference. I think the biggest difference is that teachers have control of their CPD and they really improve themselves by choosing what they want to get better at, really. It allows them to be more self-reflective and to really think about what their strengths are and what their areas to develop are. But most of all, it's really great if you've got teachers that are changing year groups. It's a really simple way of showing them and modelling, very quick fixes. We had a new teacher in Year 1, and so we had the experienced teacher doing some phonics sessions and really working with her to improve those. If you find something in your book scrutinies or in your monitoring that you're concerned about, it's a really good way for leaders to get in and do a quick fix. So if we've picked up an issue on the way that something is being taught, well, then you can get the subject leader in to model it, or you can watch them and watch the teacher who's having that difficulty and give instant feedback. So we found that it's much more progressive than performance management. It leads to faster progress for teachers, which ultimately leads to better learning for the children. And it's been a real success in our school. It's created a real learning culture around the school, and the children can see that the teachers are learners as well, because they can see other teachers coming into their lessons and they can see that they're talking about learning and they're making learning the focus of everything. It's really also helped with teacher development. Where you've got a small problem with the teacher or a small area to develop, it stays small. It doesn't become a big issue because you really access it very quickly through the Talk for Teaching process. It's really helped with monitoring because we've been able to pick up any issues we've had, and it's just, I just rave about Talk for Teaching. I think it's fantastic. And we're definitely keen to have visitors in to see Talk for Teaching in action. You can also meet Maggie, our school dog here, and we'd very happily go and work with other schools, with my middle leaders who would love to implement it in your school, because we have a real passion for it and really believe that it makes a difference. So please contact St Mary's. You can come and visit, or we can come to you.